Keller is 27 years old and a member of the Green Party. She's one of the youngest EU delegates and is currently campaigning for her party in the general elections.
I've been politically active for as long as I can remember, first in an animal rights organization, and then I started working on anti-racist issues. Nevertheless, at first I wasn't interested in joining a political party. It was really more coincidental. I attended a seminar in Brandenburg and was suddenly surrounded by Greens. I thought, what am I doing here? But over just one weekend, they convinced me that working for a party could actually be worthwhile.
For 2 years now, Ska Keller has been leading Brandenburg's Green Party. She has a strong desire to communicate green talking points, but is also motivated by discontent.
Politics are increasingly seen as being controlled by a bunch of suits in a parliament somewhere. That's very dangerous. It's why I keep saying, you can't think like that. You have to realize that politics are everywhere.
And that is exactly why she wanted to be part of the European Parliament. But she also has some issues with the giant political machine.
It has its rituals. First, the president is elected, which doesn't happen electronically. You have to vote with paper ballots, and then wait ages to hear the results. And all the while, I'm thinking, I could be in my office right now, really getting something done.
Keller is on the board of the European Green Youth Organization, giving her access to a Europe-wide network. Here in Austria, she's gathering arguments for her parliamentary work. It's clear she's going to have to make some compromises regarding asylum.
There are situations in the European Parliament where it's possible to make small steps to improve conditions for asylum seekers. Sometimes I can say, okay, I agree with that. I'm not losing anything, and it's not making things worse. Maybe it's even improving things a bit. But I haven't reached my overall goal. And then it gets hard to determine when too many compromises have been made.
She's also heavily invested in women's issues. Gender equality is an important theme for the Green Party, which has always had a lot of women among its ranks. But Keller says that as a woman, she has nevertheless had to fight harder to achieve her political goals.
Often it's the more seasoned politicians that tend to look down at me and say, oh, our prettiest state chairwoman, how are you today? And first and foremost, they see me as a young woman. They don't take my political position seriously. They just categorize me as a woman. And I find that very annoying.
This is Berlin's Kreuzberg district, where Ska Keller lives. She's meeting with her future colleagues, who will be joining her at her new offices in Strasbourg and Brussels. Her 7 languages and numerous contacts mean the political scientist feels well equipped to face her parliamentary tasks.
My life experiences generally aren't represented in Parliament. It consists mainly of older people, while our society is made up of old and young and middle-aged people, and that's missing. So an important part is missing if no young people are included. For me, that's also an important democratic aspect.
She's made it a point to avoid tactical power games, preferring to concentrate on furthering her ideas with good arguments. Many still remember her application speech for the European Parliament.
She's quite talented, she speaks well, and above all builds consensus. And anyone who's leader of the Brandenburg Green Party at such a young age and did so well getting on the ticket at the National Delegates Conference can do anything.
Keller says she will always be politically active. But she doesn't think that Germany's female chancellor, who, like Keller, is also from Eastern Germany, has helped her political career at all.
I was politically active long before Chancellor Angela Merkel came to power. I think it's great to have a woman in an executive position. But if she doesn't do anything to help women, to make it easier for them than it was for her when she was climbing to the top, then that's very sad indeed.
Ska Keller believes she can make it to the top on her own. To do so, she's moving out of the shadow of male politicians. For now, she's determined to make her mark on the European Parliament.